Music City San Francisco is now live on twitch.tv every weekend. Like, share, subscribe, and join the musical revolution.
Hey everybody, I'm back with you from the podcast recording center atop this fantastic complex, which is Music City San Francisco. We've had a good time so far tonight. The main stage is back on, and of course you can catch that main stage live stream on alerttheglobe.com. Just search for Music City and you will see streaming live the West Side Jazz Club right now. Down on stage 2 we got Generator. Stage 3 we got the Escher Intersect Jam, which is going off, a little late night show on stage 6 later on. But right here in the podcast room we've got our main event of the evening, our main interview of the night. It is a complete honor for me to introduce to you Will Calhoun of The Living Colour. How you doing, Will?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
I know that you've been at Music City for a few hours today, not only sitting in for this interview, but also rehearsing in one of the state-of-the-art rooms. How was the jam?
Oh, it was great. Great. We're playing the SF Jazz Festival tomorrow.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's a very interesting project called the Zig Zag Power Trio, featuring myself, Vernon Reed, who started Living Colour.
Of course.
And a great bass player named Melvin Gibbs.
Awesome.
And we've worked on and off for about 20 years with this project. We play different music from some alternative jazz, people like Ornette Coleman, Mahoney Shannon's Jackson, but we also do Bowie covers and Sly covers, so we mix it up.
Whoa.
Electronic, ambient, rock, heavy, edgy, instrumental music, but music for everyone.
That sounds
so
great.
That's what I was doing, and I called Rudy. I knew I was flying in kind of at the last minute.
Yeah.
Living Colour inducted George Clinton into the Songwriter Hall of Fame last night.
Oh,
so that was a
amazing.
Beautiful experience. And then first thing in the morning, first flight out here to San Francisco.
Okay.
And Rudy, always a great guy, offered for us to come here and rehearse for the show tomorrow afternoon. And that's why I'm back. And it's nice to see how everything's upgraded. It looks fantastic.
Well, it's great to see you back inside the walls of Music City. Thank you for coming to visit us. A couple of shout-outs you had there. One, Rudy Colombini for opening and starting this magnificent place.
Yes.
In what you were saying, you mentioned Sly, and I feel like I have to have a little shout-out. R.I.P. Sly. And here you are with the Zig Zag. What did you call it? The
Zig Zag Power Trio.
Power Trio.
Yes.
The way you explained the music and the name match each other perfectly. The Zig Zag Power Trio with this electronic instrumental music for everybody. That's a cool match.
Yes,
and you say
absolutely.
This Power Trio has been jamming together for quite some time now.
We have. We started in New York. There was a time when Living Colour, we were in a bit of a bass player change.
Okay.
So we had about a year or two off, and Brennan and Melvin, the colleagues of mine, there was a great club in New York City called the Knitting Factory in those days, where it had really cool alternative music. So we decided to audition it and just try the idea. And we did a live recording, great response. So we started to just kind of invest in it. So it's been an on and off project that we're trying to get back to being more on than off.
Okay, more on than off. Well, what a cool start, SF Jazz. I mean,
yes,
that's probably quite a nice gig for the project then.
Absolutely,
Awesome.
Absolutely. Great organization and a great vibe, and we're looking forward to it. First time playing in California with Zig Zag Trio. Now that I think about it, it's the first time. Yeah, it's the first California show.
Cool time to be playing in California, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think maybe the right time, you know. Awesome. Well, I know you've got a little bit of history with Music City before today. I know you've mentioned, Rudy. You were here before, just over a year ago now, I think, to shoot a video with Albert Lopez, who's the producer of this live show as well. Shout out to Albert Lopez.
Yes.
So you mentioned a minute ago that there's been a lot of changes since last time you were at Music City. I mean, how far has this place come? Isn't it looking like
the first
state of the art?
The first time I was introduced to Rudy, this was a shell.
Okay.
It was just plastic, clear walls, light bulbs tied together in hallways, and maybe one staircase. And he was walking me around explaining to me what he was going to do. It's very early stages because COVID was kind of bad for a lot of business all over the world. But it didn't stop Rudy. He's a very strong-willed gentleman, so it was great that he followed up. But that was my first time here. Then when I returned, the place was kind of up and running already. We had the stage. Played here with the great project called Cuban Trance, featuring Shango and Pablo Calogero on saxophone. It was like an opening vibe we did here. And then a very dear colleague of mine, who's become, I think, somewhat of a star now, Fatu Diawara.
Yes.
She was on tour, and she called me and said, Will, I need a favor from you. I want to shoot a video. And I was kind of thinking to myself, how is that possible, man? You know, I have a limited budget, I'm on the road, but I really feel strong about shooting this video. So I called up Albert, and he hooked up the production and the crew.
Yep.
She came to see the place, and her manager, tour manager, fell in love with the place. And sometime during this interview, you should drop in a piece of that video.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I think we might even have it ready. We'll jump to that in a couple of minutes when we can.
So it was shot here. She loved it. It was a great vibe.
I've seen the video. Beautiful video on the main stage. The beautiful setting of Music City in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So it's come a long way. And coming back now with Zig Zag, I was able to see even the rooms that I used to rehearse and leave my gear in now are actually live performance spaces.
Yes.
You know, the DJ room, recording studio.
Yeah, big upgrades on sound. Yeah.
Nice to see the scene downstairs, different music coming from different rooms.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask, because in some of your previous visits, the place hasn't been like fully activated like it is tonight with all this entertainment going on.
Correct.
So this must be quite cool to see, given that you've seen it in so many different phases, you know?
It's very, very nice to see it. Nice to see young people out playing music, DJing, singing, being inspired. I think that's the last language to save the world, I think.
Man, I agree so much. And again, we need it now more than ever, you know.
Absolutely.
We need spaces like this where you come inside the walls and the energy is good and it's flowing.
It's very positive. It's a very beautiful vibe here.
Yeah. I came in tonight and I kind of skipped past the rehearsal rooms. I came up the stageway. How are the rehearsal rooms sounding tonight? Busy? Lots of energy coming
They're great.
from them?
The gear is great.
Cool.
You know, for me, it's my slang, I would call it like a kumbaya room.
Okay.
It's a good room to come in and set up your gear and work on the parts.
Nice.
And then try things out. And, you know, it's a nice PA system, mixer, bring your gear in. Yeah. It's perfect for it. You know, we'll be ready tomorrow to perform. But
that was my next question. Are you ready for the show? You're looking forward to it?
And I have to say, I also stayed here. You know, you guys have wonderful rooms.
Yes, you have stayed in the hotel.
I've stayed here for 4 days. And my son and I, you know, stayed here. And it was a beautiful thing. And when you were, ironically, when the place was still being built, I was on a college tour with my daughter. That's when Rudy said, come see the place, and if you want to crash here while you're doing the tour, you can do that as well. So, great rooms, quiet, nice. Yeah. And it's nice to stay here and work here. Yeah. When I was doing the opening show with Cuban Trance, I was able to stay right upstairs and come right down here. The food is great. Set right up and play. Everything's in-house.
Exactly, and I like that that's on offer for up-and-coming bands as well. You know, they can come on tour through San Francisco, stay at a very affordable rate, rehearse, and maybe have their first. A bunch of bands have done that, had their first stop of the tour, you know, staying over here so that they can rehearse and prepare, which is pretty cool. Thank you very much, Will.
It's a pleasure.
For this chat. Let's talk about you for 2 minutes.
Sure.
Give us the plug, your website, everything we need to know about what you're busy doing right now.
Lovely. My main website is willcalhoun.com. That's just my name, WILLCALHOUN.com. And my Instagram site is Will Calhoun Drum, DRUM. And you can click on there and you'll see what's happening, tour dates, etc. Presently, Living Color's working on a new recording. Very early stages, but we are putting that together, hopefully to complete it by the end of the fall. And I'm on the road a bit with the great jazz saxophonist Joe Lovano.
Okay.
Those are the two main things that are happening right now.
Jeez. Quite a bit going on.
Life is beautiful every day.
And of course the big show tomorrow.
Big show tomorrow.
SF Jazz.
Zig Zag Power Trio at SF Jazz is outdoors. It's a great scene. For those who are watching, please come and check it out.
Beautiful, beautiful. Check it out, folks. This has been Will Calhoun, and it's been a totally awesome interview. Thank you very much, Will. Appreciate it a lot.
See you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your night at Music City.
Great, thank you.
And while we say goodbye to Will, we're going to cut to something else, and I'll be back with you guys very soon.
Solomani, Olade Kambora, Baba, Java, Olade Kambora, Dagamolo, mume yala la badagamolo, mume klona badagamolo, nebe damida dagamolo, nebe klona dagamolo, nebe baramina dagamolo, nebe yala mina dagamolo, mama.
Thanks to Music City.
Well, it looks like it worked out great. The video was fantastic. Thanks for that, Albert Lopez. He's the one that's, for those who don't know Albert, we keep mentioning Albert. I haven't given him a proper plug this evening. He's the guy that is behind all of the videos that are cut together at Music City, San Francisco. All the cool edits that you see, all the commercial breaks you see during our live stream, that's all Albert Lopez. So huge shout out to Albert for that.